All right. Well, I can never tell if this thing is working correctly. So happy Sunday morning to everybody. I don't know if I'm live yet. I got to figure that out. Anyway, if you're just joining me, I'm the happy fish guy, and you're looking at my tank of beautiful firetail guppies. I got a few camp firetail guppies. They've got a little bit more yellow in there, just like the good old campfire days. So let me try to see if I got the YouTube thing going on right. Oh man, so interesting to figure this stuff out. I'm gonna go to my channel. All right, well it says I'm live. Let me see if I sound good. All right, well I guess I got sound working right. I guess you guys can hear me clicking the mouse button. Anyway, if you're just joining me, I like to raise guppies and angelfish and rasboras, although I haven't gotten them to breed yet. So this guppy tank is doing pretty good. I got 12 fish tanks. I got plants in half of them, and yeah, I understand a little bit about it. So anyway, if you got some questions about plants or angelfish, go ahead and put them in the chat there, and I'll try to answer them. I see the amphibian and fish channel just stopped in. Hello, hello, good morning. We'll see if a few other people get in on here. It'd be nice to see the biggies. That's the fish comedian. He always brings a lot of laughter to my streams. Um, anyways, there's a few other people to be nice to catch out there. Says I got one person watching now. I guess I'm boring or something, but oh well. Anyway, if you're just joining me, um, hopefully y'all had a fantastic Thanksgiving and got to eat your fill of turkey. Yeah, me. I went down to a buddy's house and I had some turkey, and then went down to another place and helped pass out turkey, and then I took off and I had yeah, just a really enjoyable Thanksgiving. I think the best thing about my Thanksgiving was I got to spend it with a lot of friends, and let's see, the amphibian and fish channels asked, have any of your angels gotten egg bound? Um, Not that I know of, although I wouldn't know what it looked like if they were egg bound, other than the female just having uh, like a swollen stomach. Um, Although, from what I understand about um, angelfish getting egg bound, it's that they don't feel secure in their tank, and they'll try to hold the eggs for a little longer. I've also heard it's a water quality issue, and other people have talked about it being a temperature issue. And so one of the guys in a last stream was talking about his angelfish being egg bound and how he just simply raised the temperature uh, over the course of, like he said, he goes, I didn't just go in there and crank my heater up to 82. Um, he said the tank had two heaters and they were sitting at 80. So he said he put it at 81. And then, 12 hours later, he put it 82. And he said, the best of his knowledge, it got to 83. Um, and then he was able to dial the thermometer down, turn both the heaters back down. And then he said, yeah, I was sitting at around 82. But yeah, the egg bound female laid her eggs. So somebody else said the other reason thing that'll get angels to drop their eggs if they're egg bound is dropping the temperature by 4 degrees. And I guess that stresses them out and lets them think that there's a water change, uh, or like a flood coming on, I guess. So I don't know. I think the tropics is pretty warm. The streams were angelfish. Uh, a lot of tree overcast. But I would think if it rained and that rain ran across the hot ground in the tropics, it would kind of heat up a little bit. And then it would all of a sudden, you know, dump into the river with a little bit add that little kick of warmth. Um, I guess it's a sign for the angelfish that it's time to lay their eggs. So as for me, I got a veil tail that mated with a pearl scale. Um, so it should be interesting to see what comes of that. Um, and I was looking back, I have a koi that mated with a pearl scale. So gonna be fun to see what happens with that. Um, and I guess I figured out the other day I was showing a guy at the pet store a picture of my angelfish, and he pointed out that having that red eye in there, uh, as red as it is, shows that I've got some wild type ultim angels. And he said that unless you keep inbreeding on the wild types, that red eye look eventually gets bred out. But I guess it's going to be interesting because I got a different mix of fish to mess with. So hopefully that answers your question, Amphibian and Fish Channel. For those of you that are just joining, Fish Channel was asking about angels getting egg bound, and we were talking about changing the temperature. Uh, and I guess the other thing that is important for angels is that they have a secure area in the tank to lay their eggs. Because if you have them in a tank with other fish, they have a tendency to get stressed and eat their eggs. So, or I guess they have a tendency to not lay their eggs. So planted tanks definitely help for angelfish to have that little hiding spot and feel secure. All right, well let's see who's joined into the chat today. I don't know who's work listening in, but we got the Amphibian and Fish Channel. Hello, hello. We got the Aquarium Cop. I'd say it only took you like 3 minutes to figure out I was streaming, so double thumbs up, pretty quick on the deal. Um, Chris's Fish Room. Hi everyone. Good little comment. And Amphibian Fish Channel says, "Miss my bird." Hi, Chris. Kind of wondering what kind of a bird you had. I used to raise macaws. Aquarium Cop says, "Hi, Chris. Down the wormhole. Hey, hey, cool, cool. Glad you could join. Hello again, everyone." I was trying to hit the mute button, but I kind of missed it. Anyway, sorry, guys. Amphibian saying hi to the worm. Chris saying hi to the amphibian and the aquarium cop. Good times, good times. Ah, parakeet died yesterday. That's always a bummer. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why I used to mess with macaws because those things live like 125 years. Cockatiels will go like 35. Anyway, cop. Hey, didn't mean to cause too much trouble in your stream earlier, but I already seen what was going on. So maybe I'll just have to have you like do the dirty work from now on. But yeah, I came back from the water change and I read the chat, and then I realized that your stream had ended like 7 minutes before, and I was like, dang it anyway. I'm waking up. I just figured out what I need to do for the reality of this is a super top secret maneuver. All right, hold on. Top secret things are about to take place. There we go. And then, if it gets out of control on the Hangouts link that I just dropped, then yeah. But anyway, feel free. Uh, if you want to jump on that Hangouts, have a camera, want to listen in, contribute, and have some fun, cool. Down the wormhole, I have one cockatiel that is 19 and one that's 17. Man, you guys are gonna have me tell you cockatiel stories. That's like one of my favorite birds. It's only because I don't know, cockatiels are kind of smart, and if you do them right, they like get bonded to you. I used to take my cockatiel everywhere, so and then my cockatiel actually, because I take it places. There was a wild or not a wild, but a free cockatiel flying around, and they started squawking at each other. This cockatiel was flying around with a bunch of doves, lost, and then he was like, "I'll give up on the doves and I'll come." Anyway, over the course of like 2 weeks, my bird and this other bird that was flying around wild in the fields made friends, and I ended up with a second cockatiel. Yeah, I caught that sucker and immediately clipped his wings. But yeah, it's a fun time. Then I had two birds. All right, well, let's see who's going to join up in the chat and cause a ruckus and have some fun. Just lost my chat window. All right, well, I guess we're talking about cockatiels and fish. Amphibian says, I want to get a pineapple conure and a green cheek conure. The only thing I know about conures is they're like, uh, yeah, one will choose the male or the female of the household, and they're pretty feisty for the size of the bird. I've met quite a few people that had conures that had bonded to either the husband or the wife, and then bit the snot out of the other one. So caution on that. Macaws can kind of end up doing the same thing. And then, of course, cockatiels can do it, but it's to a lesser degree. All right. Well, I think Cop is chilling in the hangouts, staying quiet like usual. That's cool. Hey, hey, how's it going there, King Lee? Nice to see you in the house. And, the fish comedian showed up. You are like 12 minutes late. Man, I'm like thinking, King Lee has actually got some amazing guppies, you guys. He made a video about a guppy unboxing that I really enjoyed. Is he got like four different types of guppies. One of the kind of crazy cool ones he got was the crown tail guppy. Really, and had some really nice shots on the video. So hey, King Lee, thanks for a really great guppy video. Thanks for the great comment too. Anyway, biggies, you're late. Glad you're here. Now we're getting some comedy going on. Down the wormhole says hey, and the amphibian and fish channel says my YouTube crashed. All right, well let me try to do this proper. I'll do a little guppy tank tour.
Come on, man. Fuck.
So these are some firetail guppy breeding project that I got going on. Go across the screen. This is my rainbow tail tank. It's kind of planted. I got the Java moss in the back there, and yeah, I got
No.
pretty good stuff going on. Sponge, and yeah, it's a good time. Got the Java moss in the back there. Angelfish.
No.
And then I got guppies swimming around with angelfish. But I got some whole algae growing in that tank. Hold on a second. I gotta flip my screens around again. All right, I'm good. So those we were talking about them ultimate red eye angels. So there's that red eye, and then I got the pearl scales in here, and they're mating. So the problem is, couple angels will lay eggs on the glass, and then they'll spend all their time fighting the other fish to stay away, and they'll end up eating their eggs, which I don't mind because yeah, I've got a pair of angels behind me that mated. But this is just a fun little tank. I put guppies in here and I let them go nuts. Got a few beautiful females in here. But yeah, I got kind of mutt guppies as compared to guppies I've seen. But definitely still enjoying the guppy hobby. Got some guppies in the front room that are a darker shade. But yeah, you still got some pretty fancies. There's a cobra right there in the middle of the screen. Again, that's a cobra female. The problem with the cobras is that gene's hard to mess with because it's a sex linked gene. Sticks on the male side and not on the female side. So, yeah, it's fun to play with females when you try to mix a female that you think is a, a tiger skin or a snake skin. Yeah, that gene doesn't carry over. And I wish I understood more about how to make that work, but I don't. All right, well, let me pop back into chat and see if anybody's got any questions about this. All right, so let's see. No worries. Thanks for watching. Amphibian and Fish Channel was talking about my YouTube crashed. We are quickly talking about King Lee's guppy unboxing video that was pretty awesome. Big E says, "Get the cop shirt." Heidi down the wormhole. Angels are looking great. Thanks. Is someone dying? LOL. No, no, no. Amphibian says, "Nice angels. Thanks, thanks." Big E says, "Cop is so happy, Dan." Good times. Dank Tank says, "What up, everybody? Killer, killer." I'm gonna end up breeding my Moscow Dumbo male with my Cobra female, and my Black Dumbo female with my Cobra male. Yeah, Amphibian. That's gonna be really interesting to see what comes out on that female side. I was trying to remember where I read about the sex linked uh, guppy genes and how hard it is when it comes to guppy breeding. It's pretty like sciency, well, super sciency. All right, let me go back through chat and make sure I didn't miss anything. Anyway, if you're just joining me, I just haven't had a chance to stream lately. Been busy at work and just busy having fun in life, and yeah, getting stuff taken care of for the winter. So I guess bottom line, I've just been having too much fun to actually sit down and have a little live stream with you guys. But definitely fun to see everybody here. I know I haven't gotten to talk to some of y'all uh, as much as I've wanted to, and a few of you others I know quite well, like the Big E's, and I spent some time talking to the cop. I think I've talked with you, Fish Channel, a little bit. I've definitely enjoyed talking with down the wormhole on uh, on the hangouts before. Amphibian and Fish accidentally deleted that LOL. Big East says no, guppy grass. Sasquatch Aquatics says hello, everybody. Well, hello, Sasquatch. Good you could join us. Man, it's just nice to see a bunch of fun people in the chat right now. All right, let me pop around screens and make sure that everything sounds good. Yeah, I guess my mic is working good. I'm booming in. So anyway, if you guys got plant questions, let me know. I'm kind of supposed to be going to sleep. I had to work last night and I didn't get home till early. Then the moment I got home, I started doing water changes and trying to mess around on Cops stream. But yeah, I wasn't able to launch this until a little bit later. So I think for me, bottom line, water changes are pretty important, and then feeding some high quality frozen food from time to time. Um, that's another thing about if you're trying to breed angelfish. Uh, I was watching a guy's video. Said he thinks it's like impossible to get quality eggs if you're just feeding flake food. And he says when he knows that he wants his angels to start breeding, if he wants them to chill out for a while, he just lowers the temperature to like 76 degrees, um, and it slows the fish metabolism down, slows everything down. But he said, yeah, he'll heat the temperature up to around 78 degrees. Start feeding his fish high quality food. Like a split it between the flake food and the frozen food, and kind of overfeed the female and the male uh, for a couple weeks. And he says, boom, they're laying eggs. They're getting busy and laying eggs. Half of that's the temperature change, I guess. But yeah, I think you need quality food to get the quality nutrition in any of the fish that you're breeding, so that they've got that nutrition there for the female to produce the eggs and the male that we'll just say have a little extra spunk. So for those of you that are just joining us, I'm going to drop that Hangouts link again if you want to camera up and come on and show us your tanks. I think it'd be fun to see how King Lee's brand new guppies are doing in the tanks, but don't know if he's got time to cam up. But I'm pretty sure King Lee will have a pretty awesome guppy video coming out in the next couple weeks. That was a really impressive unboxing, I got to say. Amphibian Fish Channel says I gotta go. Smash the like button. Hey, thank you, Fish Channel, for swinging by. And yeah, let me know how your luck on your angels are doing. And then I definitely want to. Oh, hold on, I gotta sneeze. All right, well that was a sneeze and a half. Glad I muted that. Anyway, Cop says I'm on your Hangouts channel. LOL. Anyway, I want to see that video to see. I think you're really smart about mating that cobra to the Dumbo ear, the male cobra to the female Dumbo, and the female cobra to a male Dumbo, because that should be a great line. You'll be able to cross some good fish with that, because you'll have four different. Well, we'll just say you'll have four different genes going in, creating yeah, some definite fun genes to play with. And amphibian amphibian says I can show you angels if you want. Yeah, if you got the time, it's always fun to see how people are doing their angels or raising their angels or definitely having luck. A couple weeks ago, I had three different pairs of angels lay eggs within a 2 week period. but all of those angels, I wasn't prepared to have them lay eggs, and they all laid eggs in tanks with other fish. And I think they all got stressed out, and they ended up eating their eggs. So I don't know. I get kind of bummed at that on one hand, but on another hand, I understand that that's how nature does it. So they're just basically reabsorbing their energy, and they're going to probably try again in a couple weeks. So as a test, I did turn one of the tanks down from 80 degrees to 70. I mean, from 80 degrees to 77 degrees to see if that'll slow them down from mating. Because yeah, I really don't need any more angelfish mating for a little while.
I gotta figure out how to turn around the camera.
All right. All right, well, you guys. Well, I guess Amphibian Fish Channel is going to show us some beautiful angelfish. King Lisa, sorry I'm not home where I'd show you guys what I have, but an update video is on the way. That's what I'm talking about, King. I'll be looking forward to seeing that video. So, hey, where you guys are here, go ahead and sub up to all the people here because they're all pretty cool.
Alright, well, might as well show you them. That's my male one. Yeah, that's the male veil tail,
Yeah.
and that's the female. They don't have too much red in their eyes, but they just barely have it.
Yeah. Yeah, according to a guy I talked to, that red gets bred out pretty easily.
Yeah,
Wow, you
they've
got some.
already laid like 6 batches of eggs, but they never survive. They always get fungus or get eaten.
Yeah. See, it's probably hard to do in a tank like that.
Yeah, it's a big community tank.
Yeah.
Like, what they had laid their eggs up on the filter over there,
Yeah.
and they were guarding the eggs. And the zebra danio, it's this fat female one. She just went over there, ate the eggs, and swam away. They didn't even know she was there.
Wow. Hold on a quick sec. I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee. I'll be.
Uh,
All right, I'm back now. Flip my screens and see what I'm missing. All right, good, 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 good. So that was a pretty cool little tour there, checking out the Amphibian and Fish Channel's angelfish setup. So I guess one of the things I've learned, I got given my fish. I was helping a guy move, and he gave me 3 fish tanks, and then I just ended up getting more fish tanks, and I got up to 12 fish tanks now. Let's see. King Lee says one thing you can try is if they start to lay eggs or they look like they're gonna lay eggs, you could put a tank divider in or just to help from the other fish from eating the eggs. Yeah, that's a very good point, Kingly. I think to be successful with angels, for me, I've had to put like dividers up, and I know that I had a 10-gallon tank next to another 10-gallon tank, and that female angelfish would try to attack the guppies that were like, a feet from each other. So one of the things I wanted to mention about breeding fish that I learned, in my little, I don't know, because I haven't been doing this a year, but I've learned that to find fish that are actually worth breeding, as opposed to, I just got a random selection of angelfish. And then I went out and I bought some really, really, really incredible red shoulder angelfish. And I've got some of their incredible offspring that didn't carry that red shoulder gene. A few of them are starting to get that red shoulder look. Not as many as I'd like. But I guess what I've figured out is, for me, if I was to start this process over, I would seek the highest quality angelfish I could get my hands on. Probably a male and a female from a reputable dealer. And for me, that would probably be some kind of pearl scale koi. Um, and then my next breeding pair I would get would be some kind of veil tail, not necessarily the double veil tail, but just a veil tail, veil fin variety. Um, and then I think that would give me uh, the pearl scale koi look with the extra long fins of the angelfish. I mean the veil tail angels. But I think when you go to the double veil tail angel, the angels lose an ability to swim gracefully. To me, they kind of look like they're struggling in the water. So I've looked at how just the regular veil tail swim, and they're a little bit more graceful. And so that's kind of a look I like. I think the thing I really love about the angelfish in general is that they have a tendency to float around the tank, very gracefully, as opposed to the guppies I have that seem to dart um, from one side of the tank to the other. Now, for me, that's one of the things I've tried to breed in from the start. Is I took a fast male and a very fast female, and I bred them together. And there's some other stuff. I know when I got to go to aquarium co-op, I spent like 10 minutes looking at the females swim around, and I got the two fastest swimming females that I could find. And yeah, and I immediately brought her home and stuck her in a breeding tank with a couple other females and two really incredible males. So I guess for me, it's just fun to know that I've gotten guppies from different places, and yeah, I still had some issues with getting uh, crooked tails and some deformity problems, but then I get really thankful that I got an Oscar fish, and yeah, they just have a trouble out swimming them. Bram Cobb says, I'm in love with the campfire guppies. HFG. Good times. Yeah, I really enjoy the speed at which they dart around the tank in that just red color. Oh man, I feel very, very lucky to have, from the get go, been able to breed the colors I wanted and get the tails I've wanted. And then as I've studied the intricacies of guppy breeding, I've figured out how really lucky I am, because there's so many different traits. I've even tried to play with the iridescence. Um, yeah, and that's a really unique. I guess there's a couple different layers to the guppy skin, and so they'll have a dominant color, but they can have like a sheen. So yeah, it's amazing when you start looking into guppy genes how unique
Mm.
it is.
I gotta go. I'll see you later.
All right,
Bye.
thank you for the tank tour. Good luck on them angels.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye byes. Sasquatch is speaking of breeding. I have to empty another egg tumbler today. Does that mean they tumbled from egg to fry? Aquarium Cop says thick, tight tails. Yeah, that's one of the things. Another thing I aim for on the females is that area between the dorsal fin and the tail is just really thick and really muscular. Yeah, it's just nice. I kind of got lost there for a second. I was looking at one of the females. One of the things I noticed about uh, my tank is, I wasn't putting in C, the C-Chem Flourish, the micronutrient, and I wasn't using my Easy Green uh, as much as I was. I kind of just, my plants were taking off. Everything was looking great. And so I kind of laxed on the fertilizer for like a month. And, my guppies, I don't think I noticed their color fade, but within 2 weeks of using Easy Green at half strength and CCAM micronutrient at half strength, I noticed that my guppies just really seemed to color up. And I think that's because the minerals, they just get healthier, I guess. Um, I guess the other thing that might have been going on is when you put that kind of mineral into the water, then the bacteria um, that helps keep your tank clean, it requires a lot of iron, and I think that gets depleted by the plant. So as long as you're doing the mineral dose, I dose once a week, um, and then I do pretty sufficient water changes, about a 25% water change per tank a week. So I'm pulling those nutrients back out. But after a water change, I'm able to remineralize the water. Bottom line is I think adding the minerals to the water helps the bacteria grow, um, helps keep the the spikes, the ammonia spikes out of the water, and just keeps your water parameters in a better pH. So yeah, I was looking at I got some pretty impressive, strong females in there with good tails and good muscle. Then I got some pretty impressive males swimming around and they're doing their thing. Aquarium Cup says yes to the females, the guppies. LOL. Sasquatch showing the love says have a great day to the amphibian and fish channel. Sasquatch says African cichlids. I end up stripping the females and putting the eggs in an egg tumbler, drowning in fry. Good deal. Yeah, Sasquatch. I don't get have any African cichlids, but I've heard that if you start doing African cichlids, that a whole bunch of them can interbreed with a whole other bunch of them, and now there's fish that yeah, people have never heard of, and sometimes it's hard to trace. I got to show you guys this Endlers. Hopefully, he stays in the deal. All right, where's this guy at? I'm gonna try to find this. There he is, right there. See the color on that guy? He drops to the bottom and hides out. But yeah, he's got that. He's got the really clear red spot, real good fire in the tail, and he just kind of appeared. And yeah, I didn't have any Endlers, but I think he's a the end. I guess the snake skin comes from an Endler's mix. So whatever that, I guess that probably a female made it and was able to carry on the Endler's gene better than she was carrying on the other genes. There he is hiding out in the grass. All right, now he just disappeared into the tank. But yeah, I think out of this whole bunch of guppies, he's like the only one that's showing the Endler's genes. There he is again, hiding out. Man, my camera's not focusing all that well. But yeah, you see he's got that nice orange spot and a lot of nice color on the tail. It's going to be interesting to get him out of here and mated up with a couple females. There he is up on top. Bam. But yeah, definitely a quick little swimmer about him. It's going to be fun to see what he does with a few of these females. Oh, wait, now I look, man, I have two of them. I guess I have a bigger one and a smaller one. So that just shows me that one of the females in here, uh, I guess, had some Endler's traits I didn't see. But yeah, I definitely, I hear people that are like, I'm guppied out and guppy this and guppy that. And I'm like, man, I just can't get enough of having guppies because they're just such beautiful swimmers. So, in this tank, I really enjoy that Java moss back there. It's turning into a beautiful little tree. So hopefully I can cut it, little bits of it off and promote its growth somewhere. Um, Kind of growing out of the filter, which I think is why it's doing so good because it's got constant flow. And that filter back there in the back is just a bunch of bio balls and foam, so there's no carbon in there. I think that's what allows these plants to take off. But as you can see, there's that Java moss. Few little fry back there are hiding out in it, number one, and getting a meal from it. And I let some scum grow up on the sponge, so they're just enjoying it. Anyway, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff in chat. Let me go into chat and see what all I'm missing. Biggie says meow. Cobb says meow. 501 jeans. All right. Well, just wondering if anybody has any fish questions. If you're just joining us, yeah, kind of bummed out. Life has gotten a little busy, and I've been having a little too much fun lately. And yeah, so I haven't had a chance to stream, but I definitely been missing all you cool people. So I thought I'd have to, you know, boost up a little live stream and drop a little Hangouts link and see who we get to join us and have us a fun little after Thanksgiving chit chat. And maybe if I get lucky, I'll get to learn something new about fish today. Man, I'm just looking around at my tanks. I get amazed how just incredibly fun this hobby continues to be, and I get amazed as I watch my fry, the color, come in, and it's definitely been fun to watch the females give live birth. Kind of funny to see guppy rule over cichlids, even if they are fry. Yeah, I can understand that. I get lucky having angelfish mixed with guppies that I don't have fin nipping going on. But I think that's because the angelfish uh, were fry in that tank, being chased around by the guppies, And then eventually the guppies were trying to, mash and bang with the angelfish, and now the angelfish are just big enough. They're just like, yeah, whatever. All right, I'm gonna do a quick little feeding time. All right, I just knocked some stuff off my desk. All right, well, I didn't make too big of a mess. All right, let me drop the Hangouts link again. If anybody wants, they can camera up and come show us your tank and share some of the fish fam love. Maybe we'll get Biggies to come in chat and tell us something fun. All right, let me see what I missed in chat. I have one male guppy in with my fry. He actually loves being in there with them. All right, so that's what I missed. Crop says, let's hit the link. Yep. Matthew Moore, good, good. I hope this is not the last stream for the next 2 months. LOL, biggies. No, no. I'm going to try to have them weekly. Probably just can't stream for as long as I used to, though. The guppy I have is quite unique. Dragon scale. I need to find some females for him. LOL. It's definitely fun for me to see people mixing different guppies together and seeing what they end up with. Matthew Moore says, those look really cool. Thank you. Thank you. Aquarium Cop says, hit the link, Big E's. So I dropped the link. We'll see if Big E's joins us. He might have gone back to sleep. I think he can fall asleep in like 10 seconds. I think it should almost be world record style. I'm going to highlight Cop's tank for a moment. Might get him to do the dance in the doorway. Anyway, if you're just joining me, I kind of probably know a little bit about plants and a little bit about filters and a little bit about bacteria and angelfish. So if you have some questions, hit me up and yeah, we'll see. Yeah. And maybe, there's some people out there that know a lot more about all this stuff. And maybe I'll get, as I said, maybe I'll get to learn something today. It's always fun. But I do got to share with you guys, I can't stream too much longer. I got to get probably to bed here in a little bit. Working nights kind of tears up my schedule. All right, I'm flipping screens around real quick. Anyway, if you're just joining us, we were talking a little bit about breeding guppies earlier. Somebody was talking about breeding some snake skin with some Dumbo ears. And anyway, I guess I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. I think it's important to find the highest quality fish that you can from a reputable dealer. Something that really has a look you like and enjoy. And then if you want to get into fish breeding, find another something else that you really enjoy, and try to see if you'd like to combine those two features. Like my two features would be a regular veil tail or a double veil tail that doesn't have so much veil tail that they look like they're just having a little bit of difficulty swimming. And a pearl scale koi, I think would be fun to have. Both a female and male, uh, good looking pearl scale koi, and a good looking male and female veil tail, and then I'd be able to go through their offspring and mate, you know, male and a female, and a male and a female. And yeah, I get confused when I start talking that deep, but basically you get like something you get from the F1 female and male, you get your F2, which is the offspring, and then you can take and mate those offspring. Some people taken those offspring and made it back to uh, the parents. There's all kinds of weird ways to breed fish. But basically, what you want to do is you want to end up with a line where the patterns don't change. They get to stay the same, and you get a strong gene line, and you kind of get the non-dominant genes out. And so then you just start a good breeding project. But I guess what I realized today that I wish I'd realized when I started is how important it is to seek out incredibly high quality fish. Because yes, I'm super, super happy with the fish I have, but the bottom line is I've taken mutts and bred them into mutts and, ended up with, yeah, the mutts that I like. Um, but I guess if I had to do it differently, I would actually seek out like something called a rainbow lace firetail. I've seen a rainbow lace tail guppy, and I've seen fire lace tail guppy, where they have these just incredibly huge, fancy tails. Um, then I saw the other day, I'm trying to think it was, yeah, I can't even remember the name of it, but it was something Cosmos pastel tail. Um, just incredibly, incredibly beautiful colors in that. And I was thinking, wow, it'd be nice, well, for selling fish to be able to say, yeah, like if you breed a purebred German Shepherd with a purebred, some other dog, at least you can say it was a purebred German Shepherd. You started with some pretty good quality genes. I don't want to bag on Petco, but I think some of my guppies are Petco guppies. So, and I tease people about that, and somebody says, well, if they could survive the waters of Petco, you got some incredibly strong immune system fish. All right, well, let me go down in the chat and see all what I'm missing. Aquarium Cop says, LOL. Aquarium Cop asks, do you notice better growth from different lights? Yes. So, super quick note, plants are green because plants do not do anything with green light. And that's the color that gets reflected to our eyes. And why that's important is because uh, the far reds and the deep blues are the lights that are important to plants. They have something called photoactive response. Um, and so, really, the key with any light you're using is figuring out, uh, well, if it's the deep blue or the red. And that's another thing because sometimes um, if you're growing what's called a red shifted light, that's the 2700 Kelvin. I forget what. Well, I think it's like 420 nanometers is the spectrum uh, of that. Anyway, um, that'll promote a lot of growth in some plants and not so much growth in other plants. And then I think it's 740 nanometers is the blue shift. They call it 5300 Kelvin. Anyway, that blue shifted light I could have gotten that backwards, you guys. But anyway, that blue shifted light tends to promote plants to have stronger stems, but maybe not as much leaf growth. Um, so, bottom line, people will go out and get a full spectrum light, um, which has a lot of light in the middle of that spectrum, and a little bit of light at the red shift and a little bit of light at the blue shift. And why that's important is I tell people if you go out and you get plant light, it's going to have a spike in the red area. If you put it under a color spectrum, you'll see it's low in a bunch of areas. And people go, why is that important? And I go, well, if you put a plant and aquarium light in your fish tank, you're going to get like a dull blue color, and your fish are going to look dull blue. Um, and then if you get the other shift of light, then you'll have like a tank that's got like a pink hue to it. I don't know. I'm gonna try to show you guys this. I have a tank that I'm running both light spectrums in. Compact fluorescence from Home Depot, but one's in the 2700 Kelvin shift and one's in the 5600 color. All right, so if you look on the screen right now, you'll see that one of the lights kind of has a red shift to it, and if you look at the other light, well, it looks blue. There's not so much red in there. Um, anyway, the bottom line on this tank, that blue light or the blue shift, I get a lot better plant growth on that side of the tank than I do on the red side of the tank. So this is kind of a test tank. Um, see the plant growth? So yeah, pretty. Those bulbs right there are like I don't know. I think they're like $2 at Home Depot. Um, on this tank on a timer, it's 12 hours. These lights are probably good for about 10 months. And then what happens is the phosphorus coating on the inside of the lights just does not put out as much energy because it gets worn out. It just gets over electrified. Anyway, not to get too technical about PAR, but I guess how it can best be explained, photo active response is you need enough light in your tank to actually get the cells in the plant to respond. And I think the best way to figure that out is if you can run a calculator next to your fish tank, you got enough light and you got the right light. Because calculators work under sunlight and they work under fluorescent light, but they don't work under incandescent light. Incandescent light is anything with a filament, halogen light, all that. No photo active response in the solar cell to run the calculator. Um, the same is true with the plants. If you don't give them the right light, they just won't be able to synthesize. My plants, I like the fact that they're I've got the par quite high. Usually, I average about 2.2 watts a gallon. So for a 10-gallon tank, that's pretty good. I mean, if I had deeper tanks than 12 inches, I'd probably want to up the wattage to like 3, maybe even 4 watts a gallon. But a lot of my plants are right up on the surface and close to the light, so they've got they get a lot of light. Anyway, bottom line, they get a lot of light, so they're photoactive, responsive, and that means that they're making oxygen on one hand, and it means they're processing the nutrients out of the water too. That would be the fish waste. So definitely cleaning the water. All right. Well, hopefully that explains something to somebody. I'm gonna go down into chat. See what I missed. LED or fluorescent? Cop asked. Well, if I had the time, I'd go with LED because those fixtures typically last, well, 5 to 10 years. As if you go with fluorescent, you automatically just want to replace it every 6 months to a year Yeah, they say you can burn them for like 6 years or 10 years, but the phosphorescent coating on the inside of the bulb won't be putting out that light at a photoreactive response level. Down the wormhole says, my Anubis is flowering. I'm so excited. That's awesome. Aquarium Cop says, nice. That's rare, Dia. Yeah, that's true. It is rare. Aquarium Cop says, what light? Sasquatch says, very cool. Down the wormhole. Dan, we love you. I've been sad. Well, I've missed you too, Aquarium Cop. That's part of why I had to do this stream. Down the Wormhole says it's a very old tube light. No idea any of the specs, but it gets an hour or so of sun a day too. Most of the plant hides in the cave. Yeah, and I wonder if there's anything you did to get it to get it to bloom. I'm just sitting here thinking. I wonder if that would be a shift in the light. Yeah, I know a lot of people that can force plants to bloom by adjusting uh, the light cycles. And I guess that's my next question. I was just thinking. I wonder if uh, your plant is getting less light at this time of year than it was at another type of year, and that's triggered it to bloom. And I guess what makes it rare is your average aquarium is basically set up, you know, at 8 hours of light. People do that to cut down on algae growth, I guess. My tanks are on like, uh, well, some of them are on 12 hours of light and some of them are on 16. But I don't have any plants that flower, so it says it gets more light with the winter angle of the sun now. Hmm. Yeah, some plants are triggered. They'll start coming out of the ground and they'll be waiting for summer to get longer and longer, and that'll trigger them to flower at a certain, yeah. As the days lengthen, that'll trigger some plants to flower, and as the days shorten, it'll trigger other varieties of plants to flower. All right, you guys, I'm getting hoarse from talking. I got to go grab something to drink, so just hold on tight. All right, sorry about that. I had to let the dog out. Let me go to chat, see if I'm missing anything. All right, forgot one thing. I'll be right back. Jeez. All right, back again, chilling, chilling. Let's see. Down the wormhole says I have no idea what I did with it. Just happy it happened. We'll see if it doesn't. It'll. We'll see if it doesn't. It again next fall too. All right, that makes sense. It is about 6 or 7 years old. I've gotten one baby off it and now a flower. Dang, that's a pretty old plant. Aquarium Cop says squat up. Good times. Good comment. All right. Well, let's see. I was gonna try to be awesome with my. Oh wait, I gotta change screens to do this correctly. Going to the hangout screen. All right. Let's see. That's I guess we'll call that guppy vision. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Sorry about the like zooming in on the algae on the glass. Dang, I can see how incredibly healthy and colorful my fish are. Because this makes them like on my screen like 9 inches. Man, I think it'd be crazy if guppies were that big and this colorful. Anyway, I got this super magnifying glass uh, out of a camera lens. That's pretty dang cool. Look, back to normal. All right. Well, dang, that was fun. Aquarium Cop says squat up. I felt running to get my charger. Holy moly. Treats Cookie says, yeah, are you okay? Yep, yep. Biggie says, hi, sweet cookies. Just been getting busy living the life. So if you're just joining us, I haven't really figured out the awesome topic of the day yet, other than after Thanksgiving healing, I guess. If you guys are just joining us, I have this friend and he's got this serious problem. I myself was able to stop eating Thanksgiving leftovers, but I don't know. I think we might have to call the doctors or some kind of special help people. I've been having conversations with them about his addiction to Thanksgiving leftovers. I told him he's got to quit cold turkey. Serious stuff, you guys. If you're having issues with Thanksgiving leftovers, just quit cold turkey. So we'll see if chat doesn't start LOLing up now. We'll see if somebody doesn't fall off their chair. All right, Biggie says, hi, sweet cookies. I think it should be kiwi cookies. Aquarium Cop says, I bet I am now, but tomorrow will tell. Not kidding. Teresa says, hey, Mark. Aquarium Cop says, topic because we missed you. Well, yeah, that should probably be the topic of the stream. I mean, now that I've, had enough time to actually sit down and, yeah, cam up and have some fun. I guess that's what it's really about. How you Monday gone, Cookie? Is it already Monday for you guys down there? Man, maybe it is. Sasquatch says, LOL. LOL, heat up the turkey. Man, that might be his answer. Then he'll have to quit warm turkey. I don't know if that's possible. So now you got jokes, Dan. Man, oh man, I'm trying to catch up to the biggies, the ultimate fish comedian. I don't know. I'll probably have to make a stream about how to make fun of guys that got too many guppies. Probably have to make it like adult only, because I'll probably have to have some off-color jokes about guppies. The more guppies you have, you're making up for something. You know how that goes. Anyway, Teresa says, all right, so Sasquatch says, so now you got bad jokes or dad joke, probably bad jokes, LOL. Cookie says, I don't know, Mark. My Monday has only just begun. It's not even 7 a.m. here. Well, if it's Monday somewhere on the globe, it means it's going to be Monday here pretty soon. Thankfully, it's Sunday still, so I get to do a little bit of rest and relaxation, cause a little bit of ruckus, get some junk done. And yeah, I guess my Monday will roll around soon enough, and I'll have to slam out another work week of craziness. I need a warm pack of gravy on my shoulder. Yeah, that just sounds strange, but good, but strange. Yeah. Warm the gravy. Biggie says, I have that problem. It's serious, huh, Biggies? I'm professional help. Aquarium Cop says, wake up, Biggies. Aquarium Cop says, get on Teresa and Biggie's show, Dan Love. You guys just want to cam up and be crazy. Alone, be up at 12:30 a.m. Teresa says, nah, I'm good with just lurking. LOL. How's your bush kitty cat doing there, Teresa? Still causing ruckus and learning how to make your home a fiasco, I bet. I think that's the whiner symbol from Aquarium Cop. Anyway, if you're just joining us, yeah, I'm just trying to wind down my day and go to sleep because I had to work. I had to work last night. But yeah, I've been having just being me, the random crazy fun. Uh, yeah, I don't know if I can share it here. It's kind of ridiculous, but went into a bar the other night. To well, here's the deal. Um, I was trying to get a pair of shoes. No joke, to a homeless lady, right? And so, bottom line, at this place I frequent, they've got a gate, and so this lady will put a pair of shoes inside the gate. Well, it's like a yeah. Anyway, she'll put them out of the rain. Anyway, so she put her wet shoes. I've seen her do it before in the grate, and she was out there changing her shoes into another pair of shoes. Anyway, I went by to see if she'd gotten the pair of shoes, and she had. And I was gonna try to give her a burrito, but I couldn't find her. Anyway, bottom line is I walked into this bar, and it's late at night, and I walk straight to the restroom. I walk out of the restroom. The person behind the bar comes up to me and is like, "Sir, you're gonna have to leave. You're intoxicated." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And she says, "Sir, I don't want to argue about it. You just need to leave." Boom, you know. So anyway, I almost get into it with her. Start arguing with the bouncer. I'm like, "You guys can't be serious. Like, I'm too intoxicated. I'm just here to play pinball." And yeah, I'm like, I'm not even trying to order beer. But the bottom line is, you can't argue for long with the bartender before she's like, "I've had enough of you, and if you don't leave, I'm going to be forced to call the cops." I'm like, part of me is like, call the cops. They'd breathalyzer me, and I blow a point oh 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 oh. Right? I knew that. I knew that, and I thought, yeah, probably just time to leave. I mean, people be thinking I'm drunk when I haven't had anything all day, so. I shared that story with a whole bunch of my friends, and yeah, they knew what I was doing that day, and I ended up, later that night with some other friends hanging out at a coffee shop I like to frequent, and I told them the story, and they just laughed. I thought it was the funniest thing. They're like, "Dan, you're getting 86 out of bars for using the restroom." Yeah, laughed. So anyway, not at the time. I was kind of annoyed. I really wanted to shoot some pinball, but I wasn't able to because yeah. So let's see what I missed in chat. Cop says just show a tank. Who needs to show a tank? Nah, Dan, it's cool. I know you're sad even before hearing you. Yeah, I'm sad when I don't get to hang out with you guys and chat fish because life gets ridiculous. It's kind of crazy how fish are such an important part of my life, and then how the fish family has become such an important part of my life. And then I get too busy doing just random, crazy other stuff, and I don't have time to do what I really like to do because work gets in the way of my fun time far too often. I wish my fun time had the power to get in the way of my work time because then I'd spend less time at work and more time having fun, and then, well, life would be fun. Let's see. My possum is good. She just hangs with us and goes nuts on the cat tower. She doesn't terrorize the house, thankfully. Good times. Milfy rocks. Teresa says us. She does. My daughter now wants a Milfy. Thanks, Cookie. Yeah, I was thinking that the other day. It'd be pretty fun to have one of those, but I don't think you can export them out of Australia. And maybe you could just like send it in a box and label it guppies. Put a bag of water down there so if they move it around, something squishes. Teresa says, I doubt she can get one. Sorry. Cobb says, cats don't touch the cat tower. I bet. And yet, Milfy loves it. Definitely good times. Yeah, but the bottom line, you guys, is it does get kind of bugs me out when I get too busy doing lifey stuff, and I don't get the time I want to come hang out and chat fish. Yeah, and that's for me. It's like I haven't had the time. If my angelfish, yeah, I'd have a hard time raising angelfish babies right now because just life being busy. Nah, customs won't allow exportation of them as they are considered a pest here. I guess they're not native then, huh? But I guess the possums are considered a pest um, in Washington, because um, we have opossum and raccoon remover companies that come and. make your house opossum and raccoon proof. Cookie says the cats sharpen their claws on it, but that's it. LOL. Dan says Milfy, not Miffy. I'm a Dilf, I guess. Sasquatch says, don't possums come from the south here in the U.S.? Yeah, I guess, but I mean, they got them all over. I think. I mean, I think they're in all 50 states. Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's possums in Hawaii, and I don't know if there's possums in Alaska. Teresa says, nope, those are different. Yeah, Teresa has a bush possum, which it's still a marsupial, but I think it's a different classification. Um, yeah, I think it'd be kind of like trying to compare a U.S. opossum to a kangaroo. I've never seen a possum here in Colorado. Man, let me see. I have to go look this up real quick now, you guys. I'm gonna do the opossum wiki. Oh wow! So it says there's the largest order. Oh, yeah. So real quick, the opossum is a marsupial of the order something that I can't read. Uh, Endemic to Americas. The largest order are the marsupials in the Western Hemisphere. It comprises of 103 or more species and 19 genera. Possums originated in South America, entered North America, and the Great American Interchange, whatever that was. Let's see if it says. Wow, well that really amazes me. I guess. Wow, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of opossums. But anyway, I guess the ones in America shows a little map. Uh, well, I guess it's called the Virginia opossum. Is the most common American opossum, and it shows that he's only on the west coast from Washington all the way through California down to the border. And yeah, I can't tell on there, but it looks like Texas has them. It looks like maybe they just missed Colorado's, like the Rockies is opossum free, but then yeah, like I guess there's no opossums in Montana, but they've got them in New York, Florida, Texas, Ohio. It's just a big bunch of green all through Mexico. And yeah, it looks like off the Pacific coast, they're inland probably about 400 miles. So, anyway, but yeah, the Virginia opossum, totally different than the bush possum. Because the Virginia possum just pretty much to me looks like a big rat. All right, let's see what I missed in chat. All right, let's see. Those are different. I've never seen. All right, a possum here in Colorado. Farm crops, possums all over here, but not adorable bushtail ones like Milfy. What's the difference, Cookie? Now you got me interested. A bushtail possum's not an opossum. Mine's cute, haha, and doesn't look like an oversized rat. Gotcha. Lurk and put Milfy on cam. She's asleep. So is Biggie's. He is cute and sleeping. Biggie's is my possum. Teresa says, haha. How much guppies do you have? Um, I don't know. I probably got about 300 guppies. I got like 7 tanks worth of guppies and like 4 tanks of angelfish. Sasquatch says crazy. I didn't know the range was that big. Thanks for learning. Yeah, it's yeah. I just assumed they were in every place in the U.S., but yeah, I guess there's a few spots they're not. Like Montana, I think is possum free. Maybe it's the cold that freezes them out. But I hear in the South they eat them. Well, I guess they eat raccoon and they eat squirrel. All right, so if you're just joining us, this is we'll call it my happy Dan live stream because I want to take a chance to say hi to all my fish fam people that I haven't had a chance to hang out with this last couple weeks because I've been busy living life and being awesome and getting kicked out of bars for no reason at all. That's the kind of luck I have in life. Crazy random weirdness. But I have been throwing sandwiches and socks at people, and I've even managed to give away 4 winter coats and yeah, a pair of shoes to a dude and a pair of shoes to a gal. So doing pretty good on the. Yeah, that always makes me smile when I can help somebody out. Aquarium Cop is showing I don't know what the face the is there a heart on there or something? Miguel says, "Well, thanks. That's a lot of guppies. How much did you start out with?" PayPal's to Dan for a new man. Yeah, I feel bad. You guys hear me smoking cigarettes anyway. So I started out, I think, with like probably 12 guppies, and then I got to go to Aquarium Co-op and buy some more. Uh, well, I bought a few from Petco so I could start a breeding project, and I realized how bad it is to buy Petco guppies because they, carry weird diseases. And yeah, but I guess for me, real quick, I'm breeding rainbow tail guppies and fire tail guppies, and I'm breeding pretty much something called the round tail, and I'm breeding for speed because I think when guppies get too much of a flutter tail, they lose that speed, and I really enjoy when that guppy has that, I don't know, that zip around the tank. So yeah, I tried to breed guppies that yeah, with a bunch of color and a bunch of speed. And then my angelfish just kind of float around my tank, trying to be graceful. All right, hold on. We'll grab something to drink real quick. All right, I'm back. Dang, cancer sticks. I'm smoking too. Yep, it's the worst habit. All right, well, let me see if I can properly portray how horrible things are. Dun, dun, dun. All right, camera, half zoom in. I got my favorite lighter. Don't try this at home, it's not very safe. Blowtorch. Good stuff. Got to properly turn my blowtorch off. All right, well, pretty happy guy. Big smile because everybody's hanging out with me. But I know you'd probably rather look at my guppies because they're better looking than me. All right, camera zoom in. Man, it makes me want to clean the glass because I'm growing the algae again because I got so many babies in there. And that probably reminds me I should probably just feed my fish again. All right, let me see what awesome stuff I missed in chat. Why? Aquarium Cop says, why? Yep, worst habit. Biggies makes me smoke positively and love. Good times, good times. So I just got to ask you, Aquarium Cop, I always think your streams are always supposed to be like 18 and over. That way we can discuss adult stuff and be horrible on YouTube. Yeah, I wonder about that. I I'm not trying to have my streams PG rated, you know. Anyway, I'm kind of waiting to see what Aquarium Cup says about that. But anyway, you guys, I'm probably gonna have to head to bed soon because I see that the sun is starting to rise higher in the sky, and I should definitely get some sleep. But anyway, if you're just joining in, I just want to say thank you for coming to the stream and checking it out. We've talked about some lame stuff. We talked about some fun stuff. We talked about some plants. We talked about some guppies. I got to see some pretty cool people swing by the stream, like Aquarium Cop, Kiwi Cookies, the Fish Comedian, the Big E's. We've had Sasquatch in here, Miguel. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you on my stream before, so welcome to the stream. Trying to go back through the chat and see if I missed any really cool people. Down the wormhole was here talking about her flowers. That's pretty cool. Um, Anubis flowering is pretty rare. Sasquatch was talking about stripping his females, cichlids, African, and now he's drowning in fry. So I just want to say now, I hope you got a second tank, because them fry, they get big and they're going to need them space. I don't know if angelfish, they lay like 200 fish at a time. So maybe you might only have like 40 eggs to deal with. Um, King Lee was here. Yeah, he put out some pretty impressive guppy video about a couple weeks ago. Uh, Amphibian and Fish Channel, we were talking about angelfish getting egg bound. I'd have a hard time seeing that. Uh, yeah, but the bottom line, we were talking about changing the temperature and making the angelfish more secure with plants. Uh, Aquarium Cop, we were talking about his streams being 18 and over. Aquarium Cop said yes, and I did not. 18, and of course, a kid jumps in, starts asking weird questions. So going back to my age restricted ones. Yeah, I feel bad, Aquarium Cop. I think that kid was 7. I'm pretty sure. The Big E says welcome. Um, Wormhole says thanks for streaming. Really glad you could swing by. Always fun to hear what you're doing, and yeah, definitely fun to hear that you got Anubis flowering. So something for me to think about. I wonder. Yeah, I'm wondering what makes Anubis flower. So I might have to go look it up. Thanks for uh, thanks for sharing that with me. Something fun in the fish fam to go learn about now. What makes Anubis flower? Hope we have to wait a couple months again to see you, Dan. LOL, biggies. I know it's terrible to put up with me and the beautiful fish that I have and the, non G rated stuff I like to talk about. Dan, I found a tank. Now I ordered a light, so who knows what I'll be doing. Maybe putting biggies in it. Man, you'd have to have a pretty big tank. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to come home to biggies on my desk. Well, unless he was cracking jokes about cop all day, then I could probably deal with it. LOL. LOL. Good times. Anyway, I wish I could tell you guys who was streaming next or who was going to stream after me so you guys could continue the fun. Um, Biggie says, "What? You have a big 1,000-gallon tank to put me in?" Aquarium Cop says, "LOL." That would weigh somewhere in the neighborhood of like. Well, I was thinking 700 and like or 7,000, pounds or whatever, but it'd probably be more closer to like 8. When everything was said and done with the gravel. Oh, Aquarium Cop says, I want Dan and Biggies in my life every day. That would be too much fun to have, man. I'd be slacking on work and all this good stuff. Anyway, yeah, Aquarium Cop, I'll have to do like a live stream here pretty soon. I got this lady I like to hang out with now, a new one that y'all never met. She's pretty fun, pretty crazy. Uh, yeah, well, almost maybe too crazy, but crazy for me is fun. So, hey, by my standards, though, you guys, she's like a normal chick. So she knows about the interesting stuff I do in my off time and was like, wow, you're pretty crazy. So I told her she was crazy because she hangs out with me and she's normal. So let's see. Cobb says, LOL, I want Dan and my biggies in my life every day. Yep, that's a really sweet copy. Comment. See, you guys, I'm getting tired. I was thinking to myself, I read that earlier. Anyway, Aquarium Cop says, we team up. Carrie, Dan's new girl, my EMT, we live in a barn. I don't know if that's possible out where you're at. I know they got a lot of barns out here. I don't know if I want to get back into raising cows. I did that for a little while. Well, that was a little while ago. But yeah, I lived on the cow farm, did the whole cow farmer thing. I was like seriously living in the city and going to school at the local city college that was like 10 minutes away. And yeah, I'd show up at school, not always having an ability to get clean before going to school because you go out and feed the cows in the morning and people were like, man, you smell like cow. And I'd be like, dang it anyway, it's in the clothes. And people would laugh. I'd be like, yeah, I just live like 10 minutes away. And they're like, where's your cow farm? And I'm like, anyway, good times. But the bottom line, I'm getting tired. I'm probably going to start rambling about lame stuff. So I should probably end this stream, let you guys get on with your day. And yeah. New York Gold says, howdy, y'alls. Biggie's has a question mark. Aquarium Cop says, we raise fish and just have fun. I could totally see that. I could totally see that. We might almost have too much fun. Graham Cop says, "Hi, New York Gold." Gold says, "Hey, Cop." Biggie says, "No barn." Aquarium Cop says, "Show your guppies, New York Gold." New York Gold says, "Nice guppies, fish guy. Thanks, thanks." Well, I got to say, I started streaming a couple hours ago, you guys. So as I said, I probably should end this stream and get some sleep going on. I feel bad because New York Gold's just joining us, but yeah. Let me give a little tank swing around real quick because my look at that bristle nose female doing the deal. That's a fish I'd like to breed. Like to breed her against a rubber nose or uh, a sailfin. Seen a very incredible sailfin pleco the other day. But yeah, this tank is algae overgrown. It's my rainbow tail guppy tank. Got some real nice Java moss growing on the foam filter. And cruise around a little bit to the angelfish tank. Got a bunch of beautiful angels there swimming around. And we'll go to one more tank. This algae catastrophe going on in this tank, but yeah, bunch of beautiful angelfish swimming around with the guppies. You'll notice some of these got that red eye. I just learned about a week ago. That means they've got the autumn angel in them. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure it out because there's some pearl scale. There's a double veil tail. Yeah, that's a huge veil tail. Super finnage on that. There's a nice red eye uh, angel. So yeah, I think all the fish in this tank that you see were bred in my bedroom. All right, back to beautiful guppies. I'll go back into the chat real quick. All right, let's see. Biggie says, "My family have a farmland. You go live on it. You have my part." Man, that sounds too fun. Graham Cop says, "New York Gold is live streaming next." What? Teresa says, "Ah, maybe later. I have no idea how to stream." Graham Cop says, "New York Gold 4 times over." Biggie says, "Never live in the South." New York Gold says, "I'll ask my kids how to do it." Now that's smart. My cousins, man, they know how to do all kinds of weird stuff with my smartphone. It's like kind of crazy scary. Aquarium Cop says, "I guess I'll do one of my needy streams." Man, New York Gold says, "My son's swordtails just dropped 29 fry." Now that's definitely cool. Nerdy uh, streams. Born North, die North. LOL, biggies. Uh, horrible Wi Fi. Cop, do a stream and post the link. I'll try to link it. I promised my wife I'd do our family Christmas card pick. Good luck on that one. I remember doing Christmas card picks as a kid, man. My parents would spend about 5 minutes and they'd be like, "All right." I think that's because at Christmas time, when we did the Christmas photo, all of us were like, eating all the Christmas candies and all the Christmas goodies, and none of us wanted to sit still. All right, New York Golds is giving me about a half hour. All right, you guys, I should probably get out of here. Um, but I guess Aquarium Cop is streaming next. So I'm gonna give you guys about another minute, see if you guys can figure anything out. And I'm gonna go. Well, I'll probably just feed my fish right now, real quick. All right, as you can see, my tank is now going crazy. Fish are swimming super fast after the food. They're getting a workout. Somebody told me that if I increased the circulation of water in my tank, uh, when my guppies were fry, that they would develop bigger fins to swim against the current. And yeah, uh, this tank's got some pretty good flow in it, though. No real dead spots. All right, you guys, anything cool get figured out? I don't know. All right. New York Gold, hey, thanks for joining the stream. It says, okay, later. Fish guy, thanks for having me. Definitely cool. All right, you guys, I'm going to have to boogie to my bed and get some sleep so I can have a productive half of my Sunday here, and I can get lined up to have an incredibly awesome Monday. I don't really like Mondays, but I gotta have a big smile, positive attitude, and I get through it pretty awesome. All right, well, till we meet again in an awesome live stream, I hope everybody has fantastic after Thanksgiving. And don't get too addicted to the Thanksgiving leftovers. And just realize eventually, if you do get addicted to Thanksgiving leftovers, you're just gonna have to quit cold turkey. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Definitely nice to see people here from around the world. Super super cool, and look forward to catching you all on the next one. So go ahead and hit the subscribe so you'll know the next time I stream my crazy fish around the world. All right. Later, everyone. And thank you again for the Fish Fam love.